On this 50-point inspection from Spyglass Brewing Company out of Nashua, New Hampshire, I have their fifth. This is 5 years of making beer in New Hampshire, so it's their 5-year anniversary beer. This is a triple dry hopped double IPA coming in at 8.5% ABV. Pretty plain can art here. It's nice. I like it. Simplistic. It's got a kind of yellowish neon, slight green kind of coloration to the label. It comes off on camera a bit more on the yellow side, but there you go. That's some nice pop out lettering there. And yeah, 8.5% ABV. It says it's a New England style double IPA, triple dry hopped with Citra, Simcoe, and Mosaic. So those are some pretty standard hops used nowadays. A nice trio of hops. And this beer, look at that, canned on date. August 9th, almost a month to the day of me reviewing this. It's right now September 8th for those of you who are watching this and maybe watching it for the first time, because it's definitely not going to be aired on the day that I'm recording this. But anyways, I think it says better than wood. Better than wood. Oh yeah, maybe the 5th year anniversary is wood for an anniversary gift. So here we go. We got the Spyglass Tiku with the 5th year anniversary triple dry hop double IPA from Spyglass with some nice sounding hops. And let's go ahead and try this one now. Let's give it a pour. All right, so that poured with a pretty large head on it. It's a frothy head for sure. It's a little bit kind of creamy white, I would say. It shows up more bright white on camera, of course. The color of the beer is a little bit darker on camera, but that is the coloration pretty much. It's this, I'd say, burnt orange color. Let me hold it back here. That's more appropriate right there as to what the color is. And it's definitely opaque. Can't see through it. It's murky. Give it the murky. Yeah, just kind of waiting for this head to die down a little bit. But it's a pretty beer. I mean, I tried to get my the paint color scheme in this room kind of as close to some beer colors and liquor as well. So beer and liquor was my color scheme for this room. I think so far it's kind of held pretty close. So all right, let's get some aromas. There is something from afar. I'm getting berries. Amazing berry note from probably the Mosaic. I haven't really smelt something this berry forward from Mosaic in a while, so that's nice. Yeah, it's lots of berries. It's kind of candied berry. If you think of like those little candies that you get from the 5 and dime type stores, the 1 cent, 5 cent candies, whatever, 10 cents. It kept going up as time went on. But yeah, kind of those like little raspberry, blackberry candy cherries, candy berries, not cherries. Yeah, so nice sweet kind of berry action going on from afar. Get in close. Still sweet. Picking up a little bit of like a tangerine citrusiness. I'd say there is a touch of guava. A little bit of malt in there. I'd say it's kind of coming off maybe a little bit grain on the grain side. Maybe a little bit of like a slight bread crust as well. All right, let's go ahead and dive in for the first swig here. So cheers. All right, so first off, let's touch on palate. It definitely has a light, lifty, pillowy, soft mouthfeel to this one. The body is so hard to judge first swig because it kind of just, it just kind of, with the carbonation and everything, it just lifts off the tongue like a cloud. Alright, so I'm going to say medium carbonation. It seems to be at least in the medium body realm, but it's kind of light and lifty, so maybe light side, medium body on this one. Some malt presence in there, a little bit bread. I'd say like a slight like bread crust to it, like white bread, Wonder Bread crust. Little grain action as well, but not overly grainy. Yeah, it's a bit of a citrusy tone on the palate with this one. Passion fruit, I think, is kind of sneaking in, but it's just kind of a citrus. It's not quite like tangerine-esque, but not quite like full-on orange or orange slice or anything like that. But it's definitely a citrusy note. To me, it's not coming off like lemon or lime either. And then yeah, just kind of like maybe a touch of passion fruit in there. Trying to figure out, I'm not really getting like a guava note out of it. I was getting a little bit of that on the aromas. It's a touch. Also not picking up on berries. It was so prominent on the aromatics with berry. It's not so much coming forth on the palate. Bitterness on this one, I would say, is kind of on the low, moderate side. So it does have a lingering bitterness. I'd say bitterness does come off maybe a bit on the earthy tone to woodsy, maybe a bit more woodsy. I think I'm getting like maybe a touch of papaya. It's not like sweet like mango, but there's something in there that makes me want to keep on thinking mango papaya type. So I'm gonna go with the papaya. So far on palate, what we're picking up, not as candy sweet as on the nose. No berry action. It is a bit more kind of earthy, woodsy. So papaya for fruit. A citrusiness. There may be, I mean, besides like a tangerine, orange crossbreed type thing going on. Maybe a touch, just a touch of like a grapefruit. So maybe it's more like kind of like a tangelo type note with papaya and a bit of a kind of woodsy, earthy tone, bittering finish. That's kind of mild, moderate. The grain note carries through. The kind of like light kind of bread crust note carries through. So I'd say maybe a little bit more malt forward on this one than hop forward, but still fairly balanced out. I am gonna continue to kind of swig on this one and smell it a little bit more as I come up with my 50-point inspection score. And we're going to do that. Okay, so I am back with my score, and let me just read off the Untapped first before doing my score. It says a New England style double IPA, triple dry hopped with Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic. Cheers to 5 years of making beer. Just like what it says on the can. Added 240 ratings, which is not a lot in the beer world, but this beer averages out at a 4.12 out of 5, which on my scale would land this as a very good beer. Okay. What I rated it at, my 50-point inspection, out of the appearance, I gave it a 6 out of 6. Out of the aromatics, I was at an 8.5 out of 10. On the flavor score, like I said, it was different than the aromas. I appreciate the aromas more. I was at a 14.5 out of 19 for the flavors. On the body, nice, light, lifty, smooth, soft cloud. Body on, I said light, lifty, but the medium, like low medium body. But nice body, 5 out of 5. On the overall, I'm at an 8 out of 10 for this one, which is going to leave Spyglass in their 5-year anniversary beer, we'll call it, with a bumpy 42 out of 50, which is going to put this as a very good beer. So I just want to say cheers. Happy 5th anniversary to Spyglass. Keep on rocking the great beers and keep on growing. Loving the new facility that you guys have as well. Not thinking that anybody from Spyglass is actually going to watch this, but cheers if you do. Appreciate each and every one of you for watching.